Sport Unlimited is just one of the many programmes that we're doing that sort of with our contribution towards 2012. I mean, we've just recently published the Sheffield Lighting the Flame for Sport strategy, which is 2009 to 2012, and it's our response as a city of how we're going to maximise the draw of the games and use it to increase participation, coaches and volunteers and such like, in the city. So Sport Unlimited is part of that.
And part of the Sport Unlimited programme is concerned with all-round development of young people.
The funding that's come with this has enabled students to access things that would normally cost quite a bit. So therefore it removes any socio-economic boundaries.
Saturday sessions we had on Friday ones were very multicultural sessions. Rotherham's got quite a diverse community now, and we get a lot of young people from different ethnic groups coming together and playing football. The anti-racism message, we're trying to incorporate that in all our activities. While young people have been playing football sessions, they've kind of become friends, and that's led them to enter competitions every year. We've got young people coming from 3 different comprehensive schools. So they've probably never met before. So there is, it's friends coming together, but then it could be people from different schools coming together, participating in one activity. So there is integration happening.
Integration is happening on many levels indeed, not just cultural.
Some of the students that have been involved with this, perhaps they were a little disaffected beforehand, and I think in terms of as a medium through the climbing that they've done and through the activities they've done through Sport Unlimited, they become more socially integrated, social skills have improved. Or for some of the students it's a bit of a cathartic release. It enables them to let off steam in a way that they can channel their energies really into something that's positive.
Positive here should mean new and real friendships for the Facebook happy generation.
I think it's just enjoyment and the learning as well, and get to meet new people, because if they didn't play hockey together they wouldn't know each other. So I think that's probably part of it, is socialisation.
Well, me and Kang are friends anyway, but there's a few guys we've met here from I didn't even know in our school, and we're good mates with them now as well. So we're meeting new people all the time.
Well, you get to connect with people because you have to help them with any holds they can't see, and so on and so forth.
Some children do need a little help and understanding.
The perception is that children that are obese don't like sport, and I think in many cases that's not true. A lot of them do want to play football, they do want to play cricket, they do want to be involved in team activity. It's just a lot of the time it's the confidence and the low self-esteem that they've got, that think that they can't manage to do that or be involved. So I think any programme like Sport Unlimited, where we can, because they're non-traditional sports, we can use them to increase confidence because they include team building activities, they improve the self-esteem and improve the general skills, then that can help them.
In fact, experts say it could even make young people better students.
And sport is part of a collaborative task within a fairly structured situation. So I think it's, yes, it's an extension of what is best in education. And if this does achieve greater inclusivity, a greater sense of self-esteem on the part of people who engage, a greater sense of social interaction, a positive social interaction with others, which helps to make you feel better about yourself and others, I think it's bound to make a difference to the way that they respond within school, within the classroom.
Despite its many benefits, the Sport Unlimited programme faces problems, limitations and drawbacks.
The only problem with the Sport Unlimited, it doesn't target the age groups at junior schools.
Anything that's funded where it's given a limited amount of time, there's that obviously threat of that when the funding ends, then the participation will end in terms of, it's not subsidised, it's not funded, and as a result of that the participation might go down. But there needs to be kind of a bit more of a pathway perhaps into more of a lifelong aspect of this, rather than just a one-off 10-week block.
And then there are the inevitable organisational pitfalls.
We haven't in Rotherham promoted the activity as well as we should have, so a lot of young people weren't aware of the activity. So it's going out there and marketing it and spending some time outreach, talking to young people. Some of the schools that we use are PFI schools, and sometimes they're overbooked, so there's people all wanting to, and we have to find a way to squeeze in and deliver those sessions there. And also outside environment, the weather has been one of the worst things. We've delivered the Sport Limited activities that could take 10 weeks, but because of rain gone on to 15 weeks, so sessions are cancelled for 3 weeks, and that kind of helped. impacts on the retention.
Tricky logistics affect the operations side of the program as well.
A lot of our program is around school-based delivery, and the teachers have had to not only deliver in some cases the Sport Unlimited programs, but actually get the young people to that program, which actually sounds really easy, but it's a long, it takes a long time. If you've got a project starting in 2 months' time, you've got to start marketing that and trying to get people to that program way before that.
Given its massive scale, some problems are inevitable perhaps.
It's quite bureaucratic, so there's a lot of paperwork, unnecessarily so in my opinion, and a lot of things that put barriers in the way to making the programme work well.
On behalf of the PDM that I work with, we've had a lot of forms to fill in, but it's always the case when you get funding, you have to be able to show that you're accountable for what you've done.
To overcome the limitations and problems, Sport Unlimited has adopted a multi-pronged strategy. It has evolved into a flexible and innovative program.
We commissioned the Sport Industry Research Centre, which is based at Sheffield Hallam University, to undertake some research around student voice. So we really wanted them to capture what young people want from Sport Unlimited. The research methods here with this project were around utilising Wisdom handsets, which were basically like mobile phones and allow young people to see a screen with almost like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire questions, and then they just answer.
These images show some Wisdom sessions conducted by the Sport Industry Research Centre. Such consultations are used to customise the Sport Unlimited program as per young people's preferences.
So if they said that they wanted parkour, then we've given them parkour. So we've used what they've said to impact on areas of the programme. Methodology told us what the top 10 sports were that young people wanted to see. It told us that young people primarily wanted to take part in sport with a friend, and that outcome was exaggerated, particularly more with young girls than young men.
Armed with such research findings, organisers have improved the delivery of the program.
Young people, they've got their own social space where they like to meet. That's where you've got to deliver the activities, and it's been really good. And also timing when the young people want the activity to happen. For example, Rotherham United linked up with the local mosque, one of the mosques as well. And because young people are in mosques after school, we do a Saturday session for them to give them access, and they come from 3 different schools in Rotherham. Rotherham's 2 mosques promoted the activities to the young people so they can access them on a Saturday rather than when they're in mosque.
And to retain participants and reduce dropouts, the program is being delivered at venues that young people prefer.
Young people dropping out of sport occurs at sort of 11, 12, 13 years of age. Clearly we want to target those young people who are not going to get that chance, perhaps don't want to take part in sport in a school environment, don't want to take part in the community, in a youth club setting, or in a weekend setting. So we have tried to put quite a lot of the slant on that youth club setting rather than it all be around school-based stuff.
The school environment is highly structured. For many young people, is not a pleasant experience, especially for some of the more disengaged and disaffected. Outside of the environment, then they have a much more open social relationship where they perhaps feel as if they are more listened to, have more opportunity to really make a difference to the decisions that are being taken about them.
That is why Sport Unlimited offers a variety of activities in friendly or informal settings.
We offer skiing and snowboarding, parkour, trampolining, cheerleading, street dance, body popping. Then of course we do offer standard stuff like the basketball and football and more of the traditional sports. Some programs are, they're called multi-sport, so young people might be doing different sports week to week. Sports like parkour and sports that are perhaps a little bit different, cheerleading and dance, those sorts of things, they don't have the resource that other sports have got. So, really utilising the Sport Unlimited funding for sports that don't have that funding is probably, the good way to go. And it gives young people much more of a diverse offer. They want something that's slightly, dangerous, and there's an element of risk involved. So we want to provide that, but clearly where it is risk-free and where it's delivered by professionals, which is absolutely key.